here recently, I just was scrutinized, bashed, went viral for something that I did and spoke on, but it was a clip that was taken completely out of context.
But did you like it though? Did you?
Double tap.
I just wanted to talk to women who have the right to speak on topics like this. Here recently, I just was scrutinized, bashed, went viral for something that I did and spoke on, but it was a clip that was taken completely out of context. I think for me, growing up, how I grew up, raising my children, my daughters, the way I raised them, is completely different than how I was depicted. And I think that it hurts me to the degree, but also tells me where we still are as a society. We are very, very sensitive on topics that needs to be kind of brought to the forefront. And if you use me as a sacrificial lamb, so be it. I know my heart. I know my intentions. I never once had this sexist mentality. I never had this, dictatorship mentality towards women. This mentality that women are beneath me, because that's completely false. That narrative being even highlighted is completely against everything that I believed in and do believe in. So, for me to go through what I went through is cool, but I'm thinking I'm using this platform now that I have to reach out to strong women, black, white, interracial, it doesn't matter. Just to prove to the world that I'm completely that, or I'm completely not that you think that I am, but using it in a way to do good to more people, right? And for me, where I am, I think the thing that puts me at ease is knowing that I know my heart, right? I know my true intentions when I was doing that. And I think people don't understand that whole interview was an hour and 15 minutes long. 1 minute and 20 seconds got highlighted, for the world to speak on. And I'm like, The View talked about it? ESPN talked about it? That just reminds you that you're not normal, right? So you have to be able to filter what you say and how you say it. But the thing also is, while we're talking on these topics and while we're viewing or have everything else to say, when you're doing a podcast, there's multiple topics that's being thrown at you at a time. Like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Cam, how do you feel about your NFL career? Cam, how do you feel about being a father? You have 7 kids, you have this and you have that. And it's being looked at like it's overwhelming to one hand, but also it's like, if you want to scrutinize and look at every single thing that I said, you can't just pick 2 lines. Look at the whole totality. Not only am I bringing awareness to, what the bad is, I'm also bringing awareness what a boy is, what a man should be. You know what I'm saying? To their kids, right? To their families, right? And I'll be the first person to tell you, did I make a mistake by not going into depth of a certain topic? Yes. I should have said, on top of what I also said and mentioned, that not only should a woman know when to be quiet, a man also should know when to be quiet. The whole premise of my tone on how I was talking was this: you can't expect so much from a person and give so little, right? And no matter if you're the breadwinner in your family dynamic as a man, or you're the breadwinner in your family's dynamic as a woman, you got to uphold your end of the bargain. Whether it's being whatever you need to be, right, as a human being, man or female, you should be that. And I think not going into depth like I should have cost me, right? But yet, knowing that there are some men out there that can play, second to a woman who's out there that's the breadwinner, or a female who can play second to a man that is the breadwinner. She's holding it down at the house. A man can hold it down at the house and be a stay-at-home father and still be looked at as a strong, powerful man, right? So here I am, in this days of, am I doing what I'm supposed to do, and will I keep doing what I'm supposed to do? And the answer is hell yes, because I never wanted to demonize or to shrink the women's power in America. But yet they come back with saying, ain't this the same dude that got 7 kids? Ain't this the same? I take care of my kids. Ain't this the same dude that, had a sexist remark about a female reporter back in 2017? I apologize to her if she felt any way offended by what I said. But they don't say that. And I'm not here to say tit for tat, but it's a lot of people that's going tit for tat to what I said when their personal dynamic is not as strong as they're making it out to be. So whether you're on ESPN, whether you're on social media, whether you're some type of public figure that has a microphone and you took this opportunity to bash a black man for something that he said, don't highlight that. Highlight, me giving back to my community. Highlight, I take full responsibility of the children that I got. My children don't go without nothing. There's not a practice that goes by that I don't take my son to track practice. There's not an opportunity that goes by that I miss certain things with who and what my children are becoming. You know what I'm saying? Being a true, example of what a man and a father should be. Highlight that. Don't just highlight, oh man, he's a sexist. Da, da, da. I got daughters, right? And then when that day comes, when my daughter look back and say, damn, Dad, like what did you really mean about that? I'm not gonna cower away from saying, well, that just got threw out of context, because they know what a man is. And if I'm not that figure to them that they can go and say, man, I'm dating a gentleman that reminds me of my father, because my father was strong. My father was unapologetic. My father was uniquely him by the way he expressed himself in his fashion, by the way he expressed himself in his everyday life. That, that's the perfect example that I had. Just like I had that perfect example of the household that I grew up in. I said I grew up in a 3-parent household. My mom, my father, as well as my grandparents or my grandmother. And they showed me the way. Now, people may say, well, if you want that, then date your mom. If you want that, then date your grandma. Nah, it's not about that. It's about knowing what you want. And if you really hear the actual the clip, I said that for me. What's for you is what's for you. And that's it. So it's always in things, man, with this quick little thought. One finger, one pinky, one thumb. One love.